Good morning. I am going to show you how to increase the size of your backing fabric if you need a wider piece. You'll need to make sure that you have enough length. This is just a small 13 by 10 inch piece that I'm going to use to demonstrate the technique, but you'll see how it works and it'll make sense. Maybe you've seen some of those commercials where they have the chocolate and they've cut it into pieces and then rearranged it, and it looks like there's still a whole bar of chocolate. So that's what we're going to do pretty much. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your opposite diagonal corners here and you're going to just lift your fabric and you're going to fold on that diagonal. So you might need a helper if you have a big piece of fabric, or get a table. Okay, now I'm going to finger press this, but you could press it with an iron if you wanted to. And that's what you're going to do. So if you have a huge piece of fabric, you're going to grab your diagonal corners and flip it just like that. Okay? Once you have creased that fabric really well, I'm actually going to pop the iron on it so I have a nice crease that'll show you what I have here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so once you've done that, you're going to open your fabric and you're going to see that you have your diagonal line. If it helps you, you can go ahead and mark that with a marking pen. This is just an air erase pen that I have here. And this is just a scrap of fabric that I'm showing you with. Okay, so you can see that diagonal. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to cut on that diagonal. So we're going to just line our ruler up. We're going to make our cut. Okay, there we go. Now, let's flip this back over just so you can see what we're doing here. Now we have two pieces, right? This was our original piece that we started out with. Okay. Now to make it wider, I'm going to slide this up just a little bit and leave my edges together and slide it up till it's the width that I need it. Now let's measure what we have now. Now we have, let me turn this around here. Now we have a piece that's 12 inches wide instead of 10 inches. And it is 10.5 inches wide instead of 13. So you can adjust your fabric according to what you need. Maybe you need a wider piece. Maybe you need a piece that's a little bit not quite as wide. And when you get it to where you want it, you want to make sure you have enough fabric going both horizontally and vertically. Then you're going to flip this over and you're going to line up your edges and you're going to give them a stitch. Now you can clip or pin, whatever you like. I'm just going to clip this today with a couple of little clips here. And then we'll run it through the machine and I'll show you what it looks like. But that's an easy way for you to get your backing fabric all lined out to the size that you need it. You just have to make sure you have a piece that's long enough. So like if you had a 44-inch wide piece of fabric and maybe it was 1.5 yards and you needed to cover a backing that was like 50 inches or 54 inches, you can go ahead and do this technique and it will let you create the backing size that you need without having to purchase extra fabric and making a vertical seam on your backing fabric. Vertical seams bunch up when they're on the long arm, and what it does is it creates a distortion in your backing fabric. It can create a distortion. So here we are. We've got our piece now, and this is going to lay out just like this. I'm just going to finger press this for right now. Okay. Now, you'll see you'll have a little tag end here, and you'll just trim those off. You can do it with a ruler on your piece when you do it so you have a nice neat edge. But there you go. So we've created, out of a piece that was 13 by 10 inches, we've created a piece that's 11 by 11, okay? By the time we put our seam in there. So you'll need to take measurements carefully. Make sure you have enough fabric lengthwise so that when you make that adjustment for the width, you still have sufficient length for your piece. But that will give you your nice wide fabric backing that you'll need for your quilt. The other thing this will do is when you roll it up, and if you looked at my other video, you'll see when you roll it up on the long arm, this seam being on the diagonal is not going to bunch up. So when you're rolling up on a long arm, if you're bunching all this fabric, every time you roll up, this seam is getting thicker and thicker. It distorts what's going on out this direction. But if you have it on the diagonal, when you're rolling it up, it's not going to distort it. So, hope that's helpful for you. If you like these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We appreciate that. And give us a like, a thumbs up, and leave comments. Share with your friends. We appreciate that. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.